We're live.
Yay.
Hello.
Brian Welch, I like your hair, man. I told you, it look like you got Bieber fever.
I know, but like Justin Bieber doesn't even wear his hair like this anymore.
He doesn't?
I don't think so.
More than a couple of people have said Ed Sheeran.
You're bringing back sexy. Welch.
I doubt that.
Well, that was Justin Timberlake, and that's just not it.
Sorry. I don't know my teeny boppers.
Justin Timberlake's in his 40s. He's a teeny
to me, he's a teeny bopper. I'm old.
What'd you do this weekend, Marty?
I rolled up in a ball and cried. No, I had a good weekend. I'm just kidding.
You can't copy my answer.
Oh, did you say that?
No.
No, I did my best. I got some sleep and,
Stacy says, well, just looking fluffy this morning. And Andrea said you look like Hardy.
Hardy, what's that?
I don't look like Hardy.
I don't think so either. I'm going to have to look at a recent picture.
Hardy had Fluffy back. Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go, bringing Fluffy
Hardy
back.
has darker hair.
Who's Hardy?
He's a country singer.
Yeah.
Sam,
way longer. That one I don't get exactly at all.
The shaggy hair is cool.
I like that you got a lot of Tom Hardy. Like, no.
I was thinking Laurel Ann. That's how old I am.
You bring up pictures of Hardy, and they give you a lot of pictures of Morgan Wallen too. Now they look kind of alike. Good morning, Rebecca. And good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Peter.
You're being awfully quiet.
I'm sleepy. I just realized I'm sleepy.
Yeah, imagine if we could have slept in a little bit longer and stayed home.
I'm flying from LA. It's damned if you do and damned if you don't. You're either on an early morning flight that gets you in here midday, or you're on a late morning flight that gets you in here in the evening. There's like no middle ground.
You were here at 8 o'clock. That's not that late.
That sounds just like damned if you do. If you don't go to LA, you don't see that problem.
I landed at 8:30 last night. So
that's not that late.
It was 9:15 by the time I got home.
You don't go to bed until 10 o'clock anyway.
No, I go to bed at 8.
At 8?
Man.
I go to bed at 8.
That's new then.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Crap. 102.9 W4 Country and Good Girl. It's Carrie Underwood and the Breakfast with Bubba show in the morning. We're live on W4 TV right now at Facebook.com/W4 Country or YouTube.com/W4 Country because it's the Monday morning Jumpstart with Marty. We have Dr. Martin Fletcher here from Renew Hope Counseling and the Shepherd and the Shrink podcast telling us how to find joy in a winter pandemic.
That's right. That's what we're going to do because as this continues, and it's been a long time, the anxiety, loneliness, and depression goes up, especially in younger people, but really across the board.
All right. What's point number one?
Point number one. This is a good one. Please at least consider doing this. Replace media with books. Okay. And so if you'll notice the experience of reading vis-a-vis the experience of media, reading relaxes us, helps focus us, stops intrusive thoughts, assuming that we're concentrating on what we're reading. Media has the opposite effect. This media is so destructive right now, and somebody can challenge me and say, not all, and I'm not saying all, I'm saying a lot, enough is doing that. So start reading books.
All right. What's point number two?
Okay. We want novelty. One of the things that really upsets us, makes us feel really awful right now is just the dullness, blandness, and predictability of our experience. We crave novelty, so we want new things. So I'd be interested in what you guys have been doing on each of these points. So I put together a practice schedule, learned some new type styles of guitar and things like that. And I've got other what I call projects going on. Well, that's because I'm seeking some novelty. Okay, and that sort of gives us experience of hope. Have you done anything like that?
I hop on an airplane almost every weekend.
That's nothing new for you. That's not novel for you. That's your life.
He's right. That is something you do on a very regular basis.
No, but you're right though, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're going to a new place at a new time and having new experiences. And how does that feel though? I mean, what's the experience of that?
It
Bubba?
feels good, except this morning I'm tired because a weekend with Dr. Steve is just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you sacrifice and pay the price, but it was worth it. It sounds like.
Absolutely. Had a great time.
Okay.
All right. More with Dr. Marty coming up in just a moment. Right now, let's get you on the road and get you going. A check on your W4 country traffic.
And things are not looking too bad. 94 is running smoothly. So is 23. No problems on 96, M52, M14. US 12 are looking okay. Just a little heavier traffic on Michigan Avenue right around 23 and right around 94. If you have a tip for us, 734-623-1029. Traffic is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner. And that's the latest from the W4 Country Traffic Center. Excuse me.
There we go.
Oh, Lisa, you're too kind.
People
Which movie star? Cousin.
are liking the shaggy hair. I think that's funny.
I do, man. I noticed it first thing. And I never comment on a man's hair. Rarely.
So Dawn has taken up making crafts again.
That's what I'm talking about. That I know. It's so cool to just be creative. There's just this hopeful feeling I get when I learn something new or, have a new
A friend of mine here, we were actually chatting. She's one of our sales representatives here. And she was saying that working at home has been driving her nuts because she can't do everything that, you can normally do when you're in the office. And she said she needed something to break up her day a little bit because otherwise she's just at home during the day and then at home at night. So she bought a Cricut so she can do crafting. And I said, well, what kinds of crafts are you going to make?
What's a Cricut?
Yeah, what's a Cricut?
Cuts out. So it's like it's for crafting.
It's your conscience.
If you really want to get into it, I can get into it later.
Your little buddy like Jiminy.
It's for crafting. You can cut out shapes and things and it's for crafting. But I asked her what she was going to make and she said, I have no idea. I just want to make stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make and look, do a bad job on these things. You don't have to be good the first time. If you're good the first time you try something, you already know how to do it. It's not new. Make something messy. Who cares? It's the process that counts, right?
That's true. The process.
And then when you put it on social media, just make sure you say, just trying this so people know that you're a beginner and they'll be very
Right.
I'm flying to South Florida this weekend.
Of course you are. We have a long weekend this weekend, don't we?
Oh,
Why?
we do, don't we?
So, because Monday's a holiday, right?
Yeah, Monday's Martin Luther King Day.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
I didn't even think of that.
I won't have it, but
Well, you're welcome.
I can take a late flight home.
There you go. Congratulations.
What an exciting revelation.
anybody been in trouble on social media this weekend?
I pretty much ignored it. I just post my stuff and leave.
Yeah.
I don't post things that get me in trouble, so no.
You just crop dust on
That's
Exactly what he does. He crop dust.
But I've noticed, like, yeah, with this past week and really like through the whole election season and everything, like most of my Twitter feed is comedians. Like, it's people who I think are funny. That's why I followed them. And it's almost all preaching, doctrine and politics and stuff like that. I'm just like, this isn't
That's not fun. That is not what I'm here for.
This isn't why I followed a bunch of comedians. Like, I get that you have your opinions, but that's not why I followed a bunch of comedians on Twitter.
I know there's a book.
Steal their jokes.
There's a book out that's titled, I think it's Politics Ruins Everything. And I agree with that. These politics, it ruins everything. I don't post because I say innocent things sometimes. I have enough times to where someone thinks I'm making a political statement, because everybody has been who watches media, a lot of media, has been subtly given a worldview where everyone's on this side of the line and everyone's on this side of the line. When we know that 85% of people are just trying to do the best they can with their lives, can't control what happens in DC, so they move on. But if you're watching that in that echo chamber, you really think that these innocent people are making a point against you.
And
Does that
then,
make sense?
yeah, it's a question of how quickly you can figure out which side they're on.
Yeah, but now we're into mind reading.
Right. But yeah, so you're looking for clues that really aren't there. In the case of you're saying like your innocent post, they're looking for the so-called telltales that they think are there. That are
Right.
saying, oh, yeah, I know where Marty is now.
Yeah, and then what I say is also there's a good dose of hypocrisy in that too, isn't there? Because if you're intolerant of other people's ideas, you got to question what your attitude about other human beings are. Do you know what I mean by that? I don't want to. I'll probably get a lot of people mad at me just saying that, but I believe it. Be nice.
I just am wildly blocking people now.
I've been doing that for a year. Yeah.
It was Twitter.
I haven't been on Twitter in a long time. It's a jungle. Not everybody's called to be a political activist. Some are, but most aren't. They do other things,
If
like
you're
your surgeries or something, or your dentistry, or
if you're making a political statement and you use bad grammar or misspell something, you're blocked.
So many, like, I feel like the norm right now is just to not know what grammar is. Do they even teach it anymore? Do people not care
Like I've blocked like over 70 people in the last couple of weeks.
because of grammar?
Or ideology or both.
no period. Blocked.
Generally, ideology mixed with bad grammar gets you blocked. All right, stand by. 102.9 W4 Country, good as you. It's Kane Brown, 752, the Breakfast with Bubba show, and the Monday Morning Jumpstart with Marty. We're talking about how to have joy in a winter pandemic. Number one, replace media with books. Number two, we want novelty, so do something novel. What's number three, Marty?
Mark the happy moments, which is what it's. We talk about this quite often. Gratitude, right? There are bright spots. Most people are mostly good, I think. Yeah, I believe that. And there's a lot of good in your life, but you have to be searching for it. And then you want to mark it and realize, because we'll generalize the negativity if we're not careful. Right. So we have a bunch of gratitude. If you want to look at the old shows, we've done a whole show on it before on this show.
It's always easier to like the stuff that you're mad about stands out a lot more. That you remember that a lot differently.
Yeah, of course, because we need to remember threats so we don't get,
Right.
hurt.
You got to remember the good stuff too.
So they're distorted. You're right.
My Facebook is nothing but good feelings.
Really?
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe recently. How about that?
What's number four, Marty?
Okay. Practice Huga.
What is that?
What's Huga?
Oh, I know this. This is the.
Oh, wait, wasn't that word?
Yeah, it's Icelandic. Is that right, Marty?
Danish.
Danish. Okay.
Yeah.
And like an idea of like whole being comfortableness.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. It's like that cozy feeling that you have, like when you, cozy up to a movie or something like that. It's a feeling of safety and wellness. It means creating a warm atmosphere and enjoying good things in life with good people.
That sounds nice.
That does.
So how would you do that? How do you practice that? We all probably do some of it. How do you do it?
When you get upgraded.
That's Huga.
Gosh.
Warm and cozy. Yeah.
It's just warm, cozy feelings.
Marty,
Yeah.
I hope this all getting lost on him doesn't frustrate you too much.
It's getting lost.
I think it's
That's when I feel warm and comfy.
no, I'm not surprised at all with that. Hey, it works.
Okay.
Passenger Cowan, please approach the podium.
That makes you all warm.
Pour your Huga.
Warm.
Somebody's filled with yoga.
We'll wrap up with Dr. Marty coming up next on 102.9 W4 Country. Happy Does. It's the latest from Kenny Chesney. Thanks for listening along. The morning show that makes you feel good. All right. Huga.
Hygge if you're trying to spell it
Excuse
correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, I put Huga. Huga.
Now I had to look up the pronunciation. I mean, there are
Yep.
too many consonants in that.
Yeah, and that sort of catches on like Pinterest every year, I think, kind of around the holidays, because that's sort of when it feels the most inviting. Like put on some warm hot and put a fire in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm. Put on your jammies.
Yeah.
There's a Dutch word that's similar to that. I just wanted to look it up to make sure. But my family always talks about being gezellig. And I think that's a similar word.
Just doesn't sound as cozy because there's.
Yeah, you don't have the U. Well,
Do
we have that concept?
Heidi, real quick, it's spelled Hygge.
Do we have that concept here? Do we have a word for that?
I
That
don't.
just encapsulates the whole thing, the whole experience.
Because it's like it's a cozy spirit, right? I mean, it's not just like cozy doesn't cover it.
Exactly. No, it's
We
actually
don't have
like
an actual word for it, do we?
A singular word for Huga.
Yeah, let me look it up.
I've heard it pronounced
It
Huga.
says fun.
Come on.
Yeah, that's not
that's bad.
fun.
That's like love. We messed that word up too. Like it's not very descriptive in English. We have one word for a bunch of things.
I messed that word up a lot.
You messed that word up a lot.
Love.
Haven't we all?
Here you aim it.
in Dutch. They're saying coziness, which is sort of right,
It's like
but
the
it's also
start of
not
it.
really.
Right.
But as a verb,
Yeah, it's both.
you know, like practice coziness, we don't say.
Right.
Well, because that's not a verb.
Right. I'm saying, do we have that? Yeah, in the language, right?
The act of being cozy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Huga's a noun.
It's a practice too.
Yeah.
It's a noun because it's a practice.
Right. It's a thing. You don't
It is a thing.
you don't Huga your way through the afternoon.
I Huga the night away.
102.9 W4 Country and Kenny Chesney. Happy does. It's 7:57 and we're with Dr. Marty for your Monday morning jumpstart talking about how to survive a winter pandemic. What is number 5, Marty?
Okay, 5. And I saw this right at the very beginning. People intuitively started doing this, which is, and it's going to sound weird, but spend more time in the kitchen. Like I noticed that, remember, flour was gone.
Yeah.
You know, for baking. People like to bake. You don't have to eat it all yourself. I mean, you can, but you
Well,
know,
what you're doing, that's the problem.
yeah, but I was thinking about that. Like, why? What is it about the baking and not other things, you know, like frying or something? I don't know. I think it's something about that, the smells. Do you know what I mean? The promise of something that's more dessert-like or something. Bread. People love the smell of baking bread.
It feels like a treat too, right?
It's a treat, and it's also a novelty because, you know, we're not baking that often. So people kind of go to this stuff, I think, sometimes intuitively. And it's
The problem, though, it's been a year of treats.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Coming in on 1 year now of treats.
yeah,
I'll keep baking, but I can't keep eating.
we're just trying to make it through this thing, right? So if you got to eat a treat, eat a treat.
Do we have a bonus?
We do have a bonus, okay? This is more philosophic, but yeah, we have to accept that not everybody's happy all the time, and you're not going to be happy all the time. That's one possibility out of an array of emotions, and most of which aren't particularly pleasant, like sadness and anger and things like that. So the faster that we accept a feeling and stop fighting it, the sooner it will pass, right? So let's not struggle against the emotions. Doesn't mean give up. I'm not saying give up. I'm saying you'll move better if you don't struggle against them. We're not going to be happy all the time. It's a gift to be happy sometimes. We can have peace though, which I think is preferable because there aren't so many ups and downs when we practice peaceful, feelings.
All right, Dr. Marty with your Monday morning jumpstart. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week.
Good. See you later.
You can find him at Renew Hope Counseling, drmartinfletcher.com, and the Shepherd and the Shrink podcast. Thank you, Marty.
Well, goodbye, all.
Appreciate it. All right, let's check your traffic and find out how your driving to work is going.
Well, we do have an accident to report. It is on 96 eastbound. It is east of Kensington Road, and slowdowns are starting just past Kensington Road now. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. 23 seems to be running smoothly. So is 94. Maybe a little heavier traffic on M52 through Main Street there through downtown Chelsea. A little heavier on US 12 right around 94. If you have a tip for us, 734-623-1029. Traffic is sponsored by ExpressPros.com, and that's the latest from the W4 Country Traffic Center.
If your New Year's resolution is not going as well as you would like it to, and you want to lose weight faster than you're losing right now, let me suggest Ideal You, where you could lose up to 40 pounds in 40 days. It worked for me. I lost 28 pounds in 40 days. First 10 days was 14.
Yeah, my first 10 days, I lost 12 pounds and 24 overall. That's motivation to keep going when you see it fly off the scale like that. But also, your weight loss coach is very motivating. You are in contact with them every single day. They are helping you, teaching you what to eat and drink to lose that weight. And then once you've reached your goal, they teach you how to keep it off too. It all starts with the consultation. Normally, it's $100, but right now you can book it at idealu.us for free.
Get to idealu.us, book your consultation, and start on the weight loss. You're going to be so glad that you did. They have evening appointments available. They can meet with you on Saturday at the Ann Arbor Center. And best of all, it's free to get your consultation at idealu.us. Results may vary based on physical health and adherence to program. No weight loss or health guarantees are provided or implied.